18 to 20 knots right now, so definitely got some pressure.
This week on SailAway, everything seems to be happening all at once.
Good morning. What are we doing in a hotel, you might ask? This is a question I've asked myself a lot in the last 8 hours.
First, we are 100% in contract on a new sailboat. New to us. It's most definitely not new. And then literally yesterday, get your drinks ready. Cecilia is in contract, so this is a person-to-person deal, which is so awesome.
Ever wish you could escape normal life and experience more of the world?
So maybe on that island.
Well, we did just that. We sold everything we owned on dry land and sailed away.
Promise me that we'll sail away.
Now we are roaming the planet in search of new adventures and sharing it with you every week.
Just promise me that we'll sail away.
So hit subscribe and escape normal with us.
And I'll be yours forevermore.
Come on, it's just that little button down there. That's it.
Good morning. What are we doing in a hotel, you might ask? This is a question I've asked myself a lot in the last 8 hours. Missed our connecting flight from Miami to Charlotte. Apparently there was a fire in Miami. Fire? Yeah, one of the planes caught on fire before we got there. So that kind of screwed everything up. We rebooked another flight to Charlotte, and as we were boarding at 11:50, they canceled it. So they gave us a new flight for today that's going directly to Columbus, thankfully, but it does not take off until almost 4 o'clock. So we got a hotel. Thankfully, the airlines did pay for this. You cold? Because the air conditioning? Yeah, me too. Right now, let's go get some breakfast, okay? Yum. And now, I'm going to take a shower. And I'm just gonna sit in it. And I'm gonna use all the water. And it's gonna be fantastic. And it's gonna be hot. What makes it worth it? We may be putting on the same dirty clothes that we've worn for the past day and laying on the floor of airports and just, I don't even want to think about everything, but it feels good to be clean on the inside. Should be a motto, right? As long as you're clean on the inside. How's your bowl of bacon?
It is, what is the date today? Hold on. June 28th. Lauren and Rivers have been in Ohio for about almost exactly a week now. It's been an interesting week that they've been gone. I swear more stuff has happened since they left to both of us than for the last 2 weeks of sitting here. They promptly got COVID after a 36-hour trip to get back to the States. There was all kinds of flight delays and cancellations and issues, and they got stuck right in the middle of all of it. They had to get a hotel room. It sounds horrible, but I think Lauren dealt with it really, really well, because when I was talking to her, she was finally, after all running around and talking to the people at the different desks and flights getting canceled and rescheduled, and she got moved and then canceled again. Once they gave her the hotel, it was like, I don't know, 1 in the morning or later than that. But once she got there, they were like chilling on the bed and watching movies, and Rivers took a nice long bath. I think Lauren did too. And yeah, she just kind of took it in stride and was making it all work. But then as soon as they got there, like 2 days later, they all tested for COVID. I mean, her, Rivers, Chris and Mary, her parents, and also Kara, Kiwi, they all tested positive for COVID. Luckily, it's the sort of chill type that most people are getting now. It's been like a bad cold. Still, they've had to quarantine and kind of just hole up in her parents' condo and watch movies and lay around. Meanwhile, the news here has been, first, we are 100% in contract on a new sailboat. New to us. It's most definitely not new. In the course of all of this, and we already talked about the Dean that we were in contract for, and that was a very cheap boat, and it also needed a lot of work. Livable, but needed work. But in that same vein, we started looking at older boats. We're using a different kind of funding. It's not really a marine loan anymore, combination of things, and we didn't really have to rely on the age of the boat anymore. So we thought, well, let's look and see what's out there that's older, that's, good solid boat, but maybe just needs some TLC. And what we found is this 1992 Privilege 482. That's a really cool boat. It's older, so there's a few features about it that hadn't caught up to like what the boats now are designing into the catamarans, with the way the cockpits are laid out and things like that. But frankly, there's a lot of interior features that are way better, because at that point they hadn't started to gear everything toward charter. And for a live-aboard for a family, it just makes way more sense. And we'll show you more about that soon, obviously. But we're really excited, man. The deposit has been paid, and he's going to deliver the boat to Grenada and meet us there. That happened a few days ago. We got all that kind of solidified. And then literally yesterday, get your drinks ready, Cecilia is in contract. It's a bit of an email handshake contract still, but it's very definitely in contract. A really nice couple from Canada saw it and contacted me directly, so this is a person-to-person deal, which is so awesome. And yeah, we're in the process now of figuring out the logistics of how to do the contract. I think we're going to try to use a third-party closing agent to handle all the stuff. We did that before and it worked really good. And they're getting their funds ready for a deposit and all that. It's happening. So, bam, bam, in contract for a new boat. Kind of freaking out because we're going to own 2 boats, and then all of a sudden now we have Cecilia in contract. So awesome. It's going to be a wild couple of months though. And again, back to the fact that Joe, the owner of the Privilege, is bringing our new boat down to Grenada. He was going to try to leave this week, but the weather is freaking crazy out there. We got a low pressure system that has been making its way across the Caribbean, and I am contending with 20 to 25 knot winds, steady, with some major gusts. I'm trying to work in this, which is not great. I've got a book that's due this week, and all I can do is try to work in the lulls and do what I can do. But yeah, it's blowing stink out here. And we are kind of back in this little anchorage just north of the Club Med. It's kind of like a little local liveaboard anchorage. So it's kind of between everything. It's not close to either Le Marin or Saint Anne. Not that close. And I think that's why these guys choose it. It's also way more protected. It's been getting kind of full with boats moving in here, I think, to escape these winds coming in the next few days. And hopefully this stuff all blows by, because it is making a terrible weather for passage. I don't think there's any way Joe can leave this week. He's going to have to wait for all this to blow by, because at one point, for at least a day, almost 2 straight, it's blowing straight out of the south almost. South-southeast for sure. And that's just, no. So yeah, it's just me and Zeke here getting blown around an anchor and trying to make sure we hold and don't drag. And it's going to get windier tonight. Tonight's going to be when the eye of the low pressure system goes through. I might be up a good bit. I guess we'll see. brave this in the dinghy. Can we do it? Let's go try. Woo. Zeke and I are just hanging out in the cockpit, finishing our coffee. He finished his already. That's why it's so hot. Oh man, I tell you, it has been pretty interesting almost couple of weeks without Lauren and Rivers here. I haven't had a lot to show you because I've done nothing but work like the whole time they've been gone. I had 2 work projects to get finished, and it rained and rained and rained and rained and blew over 20 knots for a week straight. It was, frankly, just miserable. When you're out here in an anchorage and all you have to do is work and it is just raining and raining and raining, there's no sun, there's no swimming, there's no hanging around outside. It was pouring rain and blowing so much that I couldn't hang out in the cockpit, and I couldn't get my work done because the wind and rain were so loud. And so I was stressed out. It's not been a pleasant place to be for the last week or so, a little bit more. It did let up enough, and then so the last 2 or 3 days I had to just work my ass off to get caught up and get everything turned in. It's sunny today, the wind has finally died down to a reasonable, normal Caribbean level, and so today I'm gonna go do laundry. When Lauren and Rivers get back, I still haven't quite figured out the logistics of this yet, how to pick them up. Because when they get back, we're going to pretty much head straight to Grenada. I don't know yet whether our new boat is going to stop here in Martinique while I'm still here. That was the plan. But because of this low pressure system that came through, they had a horrendous passage across to St. Martin. Last I heard, they were kind of licking their wounds and waiting for all this to pass before they start heading south. But we want to get on down to Grenada, get Cecilia ready for sail, get her bottom looking all pretty, and get moved on to the new boat, hopefully like pronto. So anyway, I'm just catching you up. I haven't shot much because I haven't done much other than work and sit in the rain, run the motor to charge the batteries and watch TV and make food. And that's kind of it. So happy to say the sun is out. Up in Ohio, Lauren and Rivers are clear of the COVID and they're feeling good. They've been having a good time doing 4th of July stuff, and I'm really looking forward to seeing them, man. I miss them a lot. This is the longest I've ever been like really alone ever. And when I say that, you got to think about it for a second. There's a lot of people are like, well, yeah, I've been living alone for years. Okay, well, and it might be true, but are you like not in contact with other people you know? Because here, all of the people we know who are cruising that we've met, that we've run into, they've all headed on down to Grenada. And so it's all strangers here, and they're pretty much all French. I did meet one American family, but I haven't run into them again. So, you know, I can't really just strike up a conversation with somebody like over at the Circle or whatever. I don't go in to work. I go to the grocery and I see people. Yeah, I've never had a period in my life like that where like I don't talk to anybody. I talk to Lauren and Rivers via iPad every day, at least once. If I didn't, I think I'd lose my mind. It's been an interesting experience. I mean, I'm doing well at keeping the boat together and, you know, pretty much keeping myself together and keeping things clean. And, you know, if it wasn't for this crazy rain, I think I probably would have made a pretty good week out of it and have a much better time. Anyway, I'm rambling because I don't talk to people that much, and so you are my people right now. Got a nice day, I got a lot of dirty laundry, and I got a really dirty boat. Rain has a way of making everything dirty, not clean. So I'm gonna do some cleaning, get some clean clothes, and then see where the rest of the day takes me. I'm sure Zeke and I will go do a couple walks, because that's what we do. It is July 5th, and it just so happens that tomorrow is my birthday. Rivers and Lauren are flying in on the 7th. Just getting my timeline figured out. And logistically, we decided the best way to go about this probably is for me to bring the boat around to Fort-de-France and go pick them up by bus. If I were to stay here, I would have to rent a car to go get them. And with how unpredictable the flight situation is right now, I don't trust it to go rent a car to go get them and then find out that they're delayed by a day, which, gosh, I hope they're not. And I kind of want to do a little solo sail anyway. I always sail on my birthday. So that's the plan. Tomorrow I'm going to have a birthday sail from Le Marin to Fort-de-France. And then on the 7th, the Thursday, I'll pick those guys up via bus at the airport. And sometime in the next few days after that, we're going to make tracks to Grenada. We got a ton of stuff going on with this boat and the new boat. It's going to be hectic. Lots of hauling, yard work, all kinds of crazy stuff going on. So we got a lot to do, and we got to get down there and get it all going, because we're talking about closing on both these boats in about 3 weeks. So 3 to 4, that's not much time. I got the bottom cleaned today. Today was bottom scrubbing day. Probably the last time I'll clean the bottom of this boat. But yeah, she's clean, she's ready to go. It's gonna be interesting. I've never sailed this boat by myself. It sure looks like Zeke and I are awful chill right now. But it has been a lot of work going on today and yesterday. Just kind of enjoying a beer for a change and chilling on the deck. I don't know what to do with myself when I'm not like working on something, especially with those guys gone. I don't know what to do. I'll find something to do. I could definitely use some guitar work. I've been brushing up a lot with those guys gone. Well, I am rambling like I seem to be doing a lot when I'm on camera, and that's because I don't have anybody to talk to. I just got you guys. So thanks for listening, and I will catch you in the morning when it's time to go anchors up. All right, peace. All right, well, today is my big solo sail on my birthday. And it's, I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a little nerve-wracking. I've never sailed this boat by myself before, not completely. Trying to think of everything. Lauren and I always get the boat ready together. And between the two of us, we always think of all the stuff that needs to be moved, put away, secured, set to be ready, all that. So I'm trying to make sure I take my time and don't miss anything. I think I'm pretty close. I'm gonna go get the anchor ready to hoist, get our instruments on, make sure everything's working, and then pick our way out of this sort of shallow, shoaly kind of anchorage. Shouldn't be too bad. I need to go back between these boats and sort of weave around those three on the way out. ready. We'll find out, huh? The anchor. Pretty dirty. It's been dug in for a while, man. That sucker was not coming out, that's for sure. We sat here through some pretty strong blows. Man, she always feels so nice in the water right after a hull cleaning and a prop cleaning. Everything just feels smooth. So long, Lemaran. So long, Santa Anne. Making our way out of the channel now. Avoiding all those pesky shallow spots. Taking all the precautions, with me on board. Zeke's all ready. He likes that thing. It's like a thunder jacket for him. Got my stuff out. If I do anything beyond just right here in the cockpit, I'll throw on my PFD and click in. Whew! Now we just got to get out into the little bit more open water. Get some sails out. Get to Fort de France.
The sky is waiting for the love that we found. Side by side with all our dreams, feel our hearts beating loud. Nothing in our way, we got nothing but time. And I can't wait to spend my life with you. We got everything we need.
We are underway. We're doing 5.5 knots. I have no problem with that. I think we've got a pretty short distance to go here before we jibe. You see shore coming up right over there. And it gets shallow a bit before that.
Together on our journey, got the wind in our sails. We will share everything we see. By your side I will stay. We will find our way. We got nothing but time. And I can't wait to spend my life with you.
Both sails. Both reefed just a little bit. We only got about 14 knots, but just 5 minutes ago we had 20. So I think I'm gonna be pretty happy with this. We'll leave these reefed. I've got less to do in case it gets crazy. Little squalls could pop up on the way, so might as well take it easy on my birthday, huh? Well, now we're getting out of that little nook and kind of past the tip of land on the southernmost point of Martinique over there. Here come the waves. They're not too bad, 95% of the time. And then a set of a few big ones will come and they're hitting us exactly parallel. And it'll just send the whole boat rocking. Our coffee grinder already flew across the room down there and hit the opposite wall. Alright, I've decided to do this just a little different than what I thought I was going to do. Since I don't have a full jib out right now, I think what I can do is ease the working sheet just a little bit, and then just let it sort of backwind, and it'll sort of sit right in the middle of the bow while I'm jibing the main. And then as soon as I have the main set, I can ease it here, bring it in on the port side. So I'm gonna try. Get downwind a little bit more. Got about 18 to 20 knots right now, so definitely got some pressure. And jibing. Sheet enough so that the jib would come across. It was almost in its trim position, so I just brought in the lazy sheet, now the working sheet, snugged it up, eased that one off the rest of the way. Alright, zero drama, that's what we want. Well, so far I am having a freaking awesome birthday sail. Obviously, if there's 1 minute left in your day, that means there's time for drama to happen, but so far it's good. It's been almost ideal conditions. It's generally been between 15 to 20 knots. I've been sailing at about 145 to 150 degree angle to the wind. Right now we're doing 6.5. I mean, you can't ask for too much better than that. The motion's not been too bad. When you're downwind like this, you always get a little bit of rolling, but gosh, it's been lovely. I intentionally went a little bit long, put a little bit in the bank, and we're smoking now. We got a nice angle. Alright, well, it'll be good sail until we get blocked by the island. And then it'll get kind of calm. There we go, there's that 8. Five and a half knots upwind and about 12 knots of wind. I'll take that any day. Not going great so far. Just dug up a whole bunch of weeds. So let's not anchor in that spot. It's stuck. Whew. I don't really like having to reset by myself, but appears it has worked out. We're tucked up in here farther than we did before. So we'll have to dive down underneath, see how shallow this is. Depth sounder is not working at the moment. So I had to go by the contours and where we were on the track before. So far so good. Anchor is set. It wasn't really set. When I backed down on it the second time, it seemed like it set okay. I don't always dive on the anchor depending on the situation and whether we know it's sand or what, but I dove on it here and we were sitting in grass again. The anchor was kind of sitting sideways, and where that anchor is set, it's only about 7 feet deep, maybe 8. So I dove down. There's a sandy spot about 5 feet away, and so over about 5-6 dives, I wrestled that thing 5 or 6 feet over and stuck it in the sand with my hands, and then came up here and backed down on it, went and checked it again, and now it's truly and firmly dug in. Looks good. But man, now it's passage drink time. Here's to you guys for watching and for listening to me ramble, coming along for that sail. Appreciate it. Cheers, everybody. Zeke and I are going to sit here and watch the revelers on the beach and the goings-on in Fort de France. And then I think tonight I might amble over to the little outside bar and check out some live music. There's usually something going on over there. So, cheers, everybody. Passage drink.
All right, well, we have made it to Ohio. Yeah, you look ready to go. Well, we haven't filmed a whole lot lately because we got COVID. Had 5 days of staying in the house. We're now venturing out, but it was a whole bunch of this. How do you feel, bud? What do you want to do today? Yeah, let's go to a pool. Let's do something. It'll be great. To the Doodah Parade! our last day here in Ohio. My COVID project is almost all the way done. We're starting to pack up, but we're gonna go take one last fun trip and go visit my brother who works at the conservatory. We're gonna look at some plants.
A lot of nature around here. Yes, there is.
He's like, I don't want to learn about plants.
What?
That's what I said.
What
Yeah,
does the
see?
dogwood?
Look at you learn about plants.
What about Ansonia or river birch?
Ooh, that is a nice one.
This guy's like my name.
It's his last day. He's so sad.
More sad.
Yeah, I know. I'm sad because then we have to like do things when we get back. We're basically landing in Martinique. Eric's picking us up and we're going to Grenada. So it's like 9-hour flight to a 26-hour passage. It's gonna be great.